G'day punters, welcome to Victims of the Punt. Randwick Racing, we've got 3 Group 2s on the card. We've got the Furious Stakes, the Tramway, the Chelmsford, and also the Group 3 Concorde as well. But it's a pleasure to welcome Mark Shean and Mark Rhoden to preview this card. Mark Shean, I'll start with yourself. First of all, can we get a weather update on and around Randwick?
Not a cloud in the sky. Track given out as a dead 5 this morning. Hasn't rained for, 10 or 11 days. The grass at my joint's like concrete, but it's a dead 5 at Randwick. I don't know how.
I must say I'm not overly surprised by that, but anyway, we'll play on. Mark Rhoden, what does the card look like as an overall picture?
I like it. Some interesting races, some good horses returning. What have we got? A 4-metre rail, so wait and see. We've copped a few inside biases lately. Well, that was at Kensington, but still can be up the inside in the 4-metre position if it is dry. The rain seems to be forecast for afternoon, evening tomorrow, so I hope we're lucky. I mean, there's a good chance we'll be lucky and it misses, but we'll just have to see what happens.
Okay, let's start off with race 5, the Concorde over 1,000 metres, Group 3, Nature Strip, $1.55, Wild Ruler, $4.60, Trekking, $7, Adelong's out to 16 and upwards for the rest. Wisdom of Water is out. Mark Shean, any interest here in Concorde?
No, I think I'll just watch and learn. I don't think I could entertain laying it on. Nature Strip, he did trial well, but he got a very soft lead in that race. So he's not going to get the same conditions tomorrow with a bit of speed around him. So, look, he can win. I don't know that there's any standouts in the field against him. That's the problem. Wild Ruler might end up getting into a good spot, and 1,000 metres on a dry deck does look to suit him, but I think I'll just watch and learn.
Am I reading this correctly? Did Glyn Schofield trial Nature Strip?
Yeah, Glyn's back riding at the trials after a layoff, so he's been back for the last couple of weeks, and he's in that LGA where he can ride at the trials.
Okay, that makes sense. Mark Rhoden, this is your wheelhouse, Nature Strip. Odds on. Do you dare lay?
Yeah, look, I mean, it's funny how that's worked out, isn't it? It just seems to that every time he's over $3 he wins, and every time he's under he gets beaten. It's not strictly true, but been pretty close of late. He does look very hard to beat in this, I must say. I could entertain, like a little bit better price, but I could entertain Wild Ruler, because I think, they're clearly going to run along, right? Nature Strip will be running along, and I think he could be 3rd, 4th with a pretty nice drop in him. He's won fresh at his last 2 preps. I think if there is to be an upset, Wild Ruler is the obvious one to provide it. I think 1,000's a shade short for Trekking, and don't think Adelong's good enough, and I think Standout might be a bit gone. So if the run for the infallible method is to continue, I think it's going to come down to Wild Ruler. I might back him. 440's about the lower end of what I'd want to bet, but around $5 I'll probably step in.
Okay, might be a watch and wait late there in the piece. Race 6, Group 2, Furious Stakes for the 3-year-old fillies over 1,200 metres. She's all class, $4.20. 4 Moves Ahead and Naj Mardia, $5 each. Swift Witness is $8. $9 for Deanne Andretti. And then upwards for the rest there. Mark Shean, the Furious Stakes.
Well, these fillies have been taking turns winning races, and we've got a question mark around that Silver Shadow form. They did finish in a bit of a bunch there. Mallory probably looked the unlucky runner. Swift Witness did a lot of work. 4 Moves Ahead now goes to barrier 15 and allegedly will be ridden further back in the field. So, look, she may improve ridden that way, but I thought she was a bit disappointing the other day. Certainly there to win at the top of the straight for mine. I'm going to go around the Silver Shadow form. I know Dean Andretti's only won a maiden at Hawkesbury, but some of her trials have been stunning. The only query with her would be to watch her in the yard, because she did look a bit fat at Hawkesbury when she won, and Ronnie does leave a bit up the sleeve. So depending on the parade, but I think from a soft draw there, if she jumps away, I think she'll be hard to beat. I think Naj Mardi's the other one. I'm going to bet around the Silver Shadow form. I might be doing my arse doing that, but that's the way I'm going to go.
Was a really good class figure there on debut for Deanne Andretti on puntingform.com.au's overall class figures. So
yeah, well,
I like
Well,
that
she
angle.
jumped badly. She just jumped sideways at the start and lost. Well, I was on it and I threw the ticket on the ground, and how she got up and won. I know, admittedly, they were bad horses, but you don't see them do that very often. Look, I know she's up against it, but I think she's got the potential.
Okay. Mark Rhoden, your thoughts?
Similar thought process, different answer. I've come up with a favourite. She's all class. I think Jay McDonald might be tipping us the winner here. She chased and got close to 4 moves ahead in I think it was the Sweet Embrace last run before a spell, then didn't get a run in the slipper, which may serve her well as a 3-year-old now. So she was tipped out after that. She's had one soft trial. McDonald's booked. Drawn 6, probably midfield somewhere with a trail. I think she'll be very hard to beat. I concur with Mark. I think you're probably well advised to avoid that silver. What was the race called? You know, the very messy fillies race a fortnight ago. There was nothing special about it time-wise. They finished in a bunch. There was a little bit of interference too, so I couldn't really get too excited about anything out of that race. And I thought probably the two main dangers to Chesel Class were a couple of untapped ones, Najmati and Dan Andretti. Dan Andretti's trials have been fantastic. Not sure how short I can get A. Adkins in a group race, to be blunt, but I think she's got a fair bit of ability. Najmati, Dicko's horse, he loves Najmati, and I think Rob Scurry loves it as well. For my money, she's yet to really put it all together. I know she's had hard luck stories. She was dreadfully disappointing when we backed her in her last Sydney appearance, to be honest. So $5, I think, you're paying a premium to be on her there, but I concede with that different form line, she has a chance. But having said all that, I'll stick with my man, Jay McDonald, on She's All Class.
It'll be interesting with her what the market does, because she was scratched from the Silver Shadow with a temperature and apparently went to the farm for a week. So, I'm certainly going to watch the market and the parade with her, because she was meant to run in that race a fortnight ago and was scratched because of her temperature.
And look, as I said, I know she's had some excuses on occasion, but the market hasn't missed her so far in her career. No.
Okay, let's have a look at the first leg of the quaddie. Race 7, the Tramway, Group 2, over 1,400 metres. Izaki's favourite, $2. Did open up a bit longer, more towards that $2.90 mark, if memory serves. Dreamforce is $8. Rock is 10. All Saints Eve, 17 into 11. And then you've got Lions Roar, Prime Star, Star of the Seas, all $13 there. Mark Shean, any thoughts on Zaki, whether it's a back or a lay at evens?
Well, he hasn't really got any 1,400 metre form, but you're delving back into European form, where obviously they train a little bit differently. So he might be a bit sharper in Australia. He didn't really show a lot of speed in his trial and was out the back, so he couldn't really get much of a guide. I think it will depend on how he parades. I'm not sure that I could come at evens, but if he does look good in the yard, he just might be too good for them. If people are entertaining Dreamforce, who's 9 years old. I thought Prime Star was okay the other day, but he has got a bad alley here. But I think with Man of Peace and Dreamforce in the race, and Shout the Bar, they should string out a little bit. So I'll probably be backing Prime Star and maybe cutting out on Zaki if he looks okay in the yard. That's the way I'm going to play it.
Okay. Mark Rhoden, any thoughts here?
My thoughts are that he looks too good for them, with that caveat that he is unknown at 1,400 metres. Look, it's not much of a field. I was looking at things like Dreamforce. Good chance he's finished, but his second up form is good historically and for Nash, but I don't know, don't have to back him. I thought All Saints Eve was an interesting runner, might run well fresh. Then very much the second division, the rest of them. I mean, Zaki's a genuine A-grader. Despite being at an unsuitable trip, I expect him to go very close if he's wound up. He hasn't had that long a break either, so he should have some residual. And again, I don't think he's a betting proposition. Probably not a betting race for me, but I expect him to be very much.
Okay. Race 8 is the Chelmsford, the Group 2 over the mile. Cascadian's currently a favourite, $3.20 best available on Friday morning. Think it over $4.80. And She's Ideal's $8, Cucaracha's $8.50, Shared Ambition is $9. Then you're out to Montefilia at $15. Mark Shean, any thoughts on the Chelmsford?
Well, we had a very bunch finish in the Winks, and the tempo of this race is going to be a lot different. They look like they're going to go a bit slower. I think that's why Shared Ambition is firm, because he has rolled forward to win, I think, the Neville Selwood at Rose Hill, and that's maybe why he's come in for some support. You'd think that probably Fun Fact and Think It Over would also go forward, and Riadini maybe, and that's about the pace of the race, so it doesn't look to be a breakneck speed. I'm going to give Cascadian one more go because I just didn't like his parade the other day. I thought he looked above himself, and on my figures, he generally improves 3 to 4 rating points second up and continues to improve, and he gets to the Randwick mile, which obviously does appear to be his pet distance, 1,600 metres. So with Bowman from a soft draw, going his way, I think It Over is definitely a danger. I think he just got jammed up from the 600 and didn't get any momentum at all coming into the turn there, and I think from barrier number 10, Nash will probably have him sort of outside the leader in the 1-1 at very worst. So I think he's there ready to pounce. And Shared Ambition, the other one, I've missed the price there. He's firmed dramatically. I thought he was some chance at, around the $14, $15 mark, but he's about a quarter of that now. So I thought he had some hope first up.
Okay. Mark Rhoden, your thoughts on the Chelmsford?
It looked to me like Cascadian ran up to be in the finish in the Winks first up. Just ran out of condition, should be cherry ripe now, drawn for a soft run. Doesn't look to be a huge amount of pace in the race. That said, missed the price, and he was better than $4 when they first went up, and he's done nothing but shorten, and he's sort of, I think, $3-ish is nothing flash. I thought Think It Over was the danger. She's Ideal was outstanding first up at a totally unsuitable trip, but whether she's going to back that up second up at a mile, obviously better over further, I don't know. I see Cucaracha's in the market. I was on him in the rolling mile at Hawkesbury, and geez, he looked all over a winner, but he was, to be honest, I thought that race was put on for him and Berdebeck, and up to, weight for age, it's, I think, $7.58 is a bit of unders, to be honest now. Shared Ambition, an old friend of mine, looks to be quite well centred on the map as well. But, betting perspective, I'm probably not much help. If Cascadian was around the 3 to 1, 7 to 2 mark, I'd be, just going for it, but closer to 2 to 1, I'm less sure.
Okay. All right. Race 9 on the cards, benchmark 78 over 1,200 metres. King of Sparta, nominal favourite at $5 from Geist at $6.50. 8 Diamonds at $7. Saquon, $7.50. Grand Rumor, $11. Cuban Royale, Fast Coney, both $12, and Broken Arrows $14. Mark Shean, any thoughts there in race 9?
Okay, well, the rain is supposed to hit around 4 o'clock, so we'll have to see if that eventuates, and we might be on a little bit wetter deck than what we started the day off with. I thought Cuban Royale was a good chance here. Now, I did have something on it at its last 3 runs, and I did back it the other day, and he got back to last, just over-eased and was right out of the race. He comes up with a much better barrier here. Rock Ryan takes the claim. He handles a bit of cut out of the track. I think he's great for you around the $10 or $12 mark if you can get something around that mark. I thought Fast Coney was some chance as well, especially if a bit of rain arrives. I don't know what to make of King of Sparta. He's come up with a wide draw. He got a very soft run on the rail the other day and settled well. I don't know where he's going to get to in the run here, and if the rain does come, that's not in his favour. So a few question marks hanging over him, depending on if that rain arrives by this race.
Okay, Cuban Royale, one for the snipers there, did open up $26 very briefly, I must say. Mark Rhoden, anything for yourself in race 9?
I was going to say a half hope, but 3/4 hope they scratch King of Sparta from this gate, because if they leave him in, I'm going to back him, and then he's going to have a horribly wide trip, and he's going to get beaten, and I'm going to complain after the race. That's my crystal ball view of this race. I have to back him at $5. I think. I mean, justifying it to myself. It's only one turn out of that chute, the Randwick 1200. Got the best jockey in the world on it. $5. He was dynamic first up.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll take $5. Shut the eyes and hope. Just looking at what's close to him in the market, I'd take Mark's points about Cuban Royale. He was probably silly odds in the first place. But looking at, Geist, it's another get back horse. It's second pick. Then you 8 Diamonds. Do you want to take $7 in? At a Mares Company, I'd say no. Saquon $7.50. I got the decimal point in the wrong place there, in my opinion.
It'd want to be a bog for it, wouldn't it?
It'd have to, yeah, maybe 10. Yeah. Well, maybe they're putting a lot of faith in the weather forecast being accurate. I don't know. Yeah, couldn't get in that short. Yeah. Then you're out to like Grand Remor first up, Lancaster Bonner Honest, but also drawn wide. I think King of Sparta's the horse in the race, probably going places, and for that reason, I'll just either hope he's scratched or just back him and hope it $5.
Okay, I like it. Race 10, 1500 metre race, benchmark 94, and current favourite is A Tissue at $3.40. Matawatape is $8.50. So Cepheus, All Time Legend, and Big Boy Roy are $12. It's Lily and Cisco Bay around that $16, $17 mark. So Charlize. Mark Shean, anything in the last?
Looks another good betting race. Good card of racing on Saturday. Look, I thought A Tissue, I was a little bit against it the other day, but she really impressed me. And I think if the rain does come, it's even more in her favour. I think the mail was that they were a little bit concerned about the hard track the other day. So if the rain does come, I can only see her getting better looking at her runs in New Zealand on wet ground. So what she won 5 straight, I think up to 1,500 metres in her favour. I know she's probably short enough now, but she looks an improver and should get a good run. And I thought the stablemate new arrangement with the claim was very attractive odds here. So I'm going to back 13 and 12. Cepheus, look, he might prefer the dry if the rain comes. So that's a little bit of a query for me, just looking at his overseas form. But he was a very good run first up, so he might be the knockout. But as I said, I'm on 13 and saving on 12.
Okay, new arrangement, $21 best available at the moment. Mark Rhoden, yourself for the last.
Approaching it a bit differently, I actually ended up backing A Tissue first up and was impressed with it. Actually, I think I labelled it the horse to follow off that. Mm-hmm. But just I think there's a bit of guts to this race, and 9 to 4, geez, I can't get it that short, to be honest. So I'm looking a little bit wider. Now, the one I've come up with, a bit specky, but there's method to my madness. It's number 9, Charm Star. Comes out of the same sort of Queensland 3-year-old fillies group races that Signora Nera did, who I'm now madly in love with. Had the Sea Wobber Queensland Winter Prep, stayed up there, trialled up there at Deagon before trialling down in Sydney as well. Jay McDonald on. I mean, you can't put him and say we're just giving it a run. It's a barrier trial. I think there's got to be some expectation that she's going to run well, and she's $19. So I think she's definitely a bet for me. I think new arrangement is big overs with the weight drop, 20 to 1. Yes, I'll be saving at least on new arrangement, probably making it a decent winner. And thought if it rains as well for this one, he's been up for a while, but Oscar Zulu, I think sting out of the ground won't hurt his chances, and he's close to 20 to 1 as well with National. Cepheus in the race as well, and A Tissue, obviously, the one they've all got to beat. This is just a price thing for me. But I think Charm Star's a really good bet at the price, and new arrangement and Oscar Zulu worth saving.
Okay, a little bit of value there in the last. That brings us to the end. I'll get your best plays, whether they be best bets, value bets, or lay bets. Mark Shean, I'll start with you.
I like super effort in race 4. I'm probably taking on Mark's pin-up horse here, Hot Spring Gold. But it carried me to win the other day, super effort, and I thought it did a good job. And I'm going to definitely back it. And as I said, I've had something on Cuban Royale. I think he's worth a spec each way, if you like, a bit of a roughie.
Okay, super effort's currently $6 best available there in race 4. Mark Rhoden for yourself.
In terms of the best bet, I might just make it choose all class. I've got to make it $3 something, so I think, we'll make her the best betting proposition on the day, and certainly Charm Star best value in the market.
All right, very good. Best of luck to you both. Go well over the weekend. We'll catch up on Monday with Rob Scurry to review the meeting at Randwick.